Hey guys, recently I put out a question on Facebook, seeing if anybody was really interested in me doing any more CD reviews because I haven't done one in a while. And I decided to leave it up to everybody to decide on what I did for my next one. And everybody kind of collectively leaned towards this review, which is Bleed American by Jimmy Eat World, which I'm totally cool with. Um, it's an album that I never really appreciated that much just because I was so in love with Futures. That was the album that really got me into Jimmy Eat World. I mean, I'd heard some of the stuff from Bleed American when it came out. Like obviously, the middle was very very popular. I still hear it all the time, and they had a couple other hits on the album too. And it took me a while to really appreciate it for the fact that it really is just a solid album from front to back. There's a great mix of fast songs, slow songs, heavier electric guitar based songs, acoustic songs. I can honestly say that none of the songs sound the same as another one, you know. They all sound like Jimmy Eat World, but um, you don't feel like there's any filler on the album. You don't feel like one's a little too close to another one. You know, there's none of that, which is great. Um, Very well produced. I think the production on the album and the mixing and mastering, everything is awesome. And I didn't realize that it was done by Mark Trombino, which is a very popular guy, and he did some of my favorite albums. He did Dude Ranch by Blink-182. He did Modern Artillery by The Living End, which is one of my absolute top favorite albums, among a whole bunch of others, which is really cool. You know, I wouldn't have thought he did the same one as Dude Ranch um, for this one, so that was pretty neat to find out. I think the lyrics are really great. Not really going to go into specifics, but I do know that Jimmy Eat World usually has some pretty unique lyrics, and they just have lyrics that, you know, aren't the typical, you know, I can't really say pop punk. They're not pop punk, but, you know, they're not typical to their sound, I think. You know, they make you think a little bit, and a lot of people can relate to them, I think. They're not super simple either, you know, which is great. The guitar work on the album's not anything amazing, you know, but it works for what it is. Some of the guitar solos on the album are simple but very effective for the songs. Although the solo for the middle is actually really cool. But I know there's a pretty cool one in the title track, the first track, that I like. Let's see, what else do I got written down here? The music videos for this album were really great. I remember seeing the music video for the middle when I was like 12 years old, 12, 13 years old, and I remember always seeing it on MTV or VH1 before I went on a bus in the morning and get to school. And I always remember everybody running around in their underwear, and I thought that was great. I kind of remember the one for Sweetness too. That was a pretty cool one, pretty unique. I don't know who actually made the video, but that one was really cool. And the Sweetness is probably my favorite song on the album too. I really like that song. That one's, as much as I've always loved Futures, that song was always on repeat on my iPod. I was always listening to that song, you know, ever since I started listening to them. And I remember whenever I'd make like a mix CD for my sister or something, she'd always be asking me for music and whatever. She'd always ask me for that song. She would always ask me to put that song on there, which is cool. Let's see, what else do I got? Nothing too much else to say. I mean, it really is a solid album from front to back. I do wish that it's sort of ended on, you know, a more upbeat song instead of, you know, a real slower one. I do know that there are some other versions of the album with bonus tracks and everything like that, but as far as the, you know, the standard album with the, what is it, 11 tracks, I feel like it would have been great if it ended on a track, you know, like the Authority song or something, you know, something a little more upbeat, not necessarily, you know, really fast or anything like that. It doesn't have to be crazy, but I always find it weird when an album ends on such a, you know, a low, slow note. I don't know why. I never really got into that. But yeah, it's a great album. I can see why people are still jamming it all the time, and it sounds great. And honestly, I think it's one of those albums that is pretty timeless. To be honest, I don't see people really ever getting tired of this one. So thanks for watching. If you got any other suggestions for other reviews or any video, you know, feel free to just leave me a suggestion down below and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching, and thanks to whoever suggested it. Let me see, who was it? It was Joshua Hayes, so thanks, Josh. See you later.